right? So Craig commented, he said, can you adjust the temperature calibration on the GREE thermostats?
Okay, there is a offset in there. In other words, what he's asking, like if I always use the example when I was out in the field that the homeowner got their $2 thermostat from Walgreens and they hang it next to the thermostat on the wall that they paid a couple $100 for or more. And they want to know why that thermostat isn't reading the same as that $2 thermostat that they bought at
Thermometer.
Walgreens.
Yes.
Thermometer. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, there's offsets within the controller where you can get it to more closely read to their $2 thermometer, if that's what he's asking.
Or to get it closer to your fluke or field piece or whatever too. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could depend on, wall penetration. It could depend on a lot of things. But yeah, there are
Well,
temperatures.
that's a big one, James. I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people, I've seen it for years, where the hole behind the thermostat's not sealed and it gets infiltration from another space, making that thermostat think it's warmer or colder than it actually is, which is
Yeah, the
throwing you
space,
off their set point.
right. Yeah, the space being
Right.
like an attic or something, right? Something's real hot.
Correct. Or even real cold.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, one thing to keep in mind too is, is the why on that. If somebody, I mean, like what we were talking about before, if somebody says, hey, I was comfortable at 72 and now, I'm freezing my butt off in here or something like that. If you take a wall mount unit, there is an offset that's already programmed in it. A ceiling cassette also already has a programmed offset in it, of a few degrees. And depending on the unit that you're using, like I know on the VRF multi-pro side, those offsets can be eliminated, if they needed to be. I mean, but that is something to keep in mind because generally speaking, a high wall unit is supposed to be high on the wall. Ceiling cassette would be in the ceiling. Just like we used to talk about in tech support back when I used to do that, if somebody asks like, hey, what wired controller can I use on this unit? There very often there's a question as to why you're wanting the wired controller in the first place. And if you're thinking that it will offset a high wall unit that's mounted a foot off the floor, like it's already wrong, right? And there's been a lot of tech calls. I know that you guys still take tech calls just like that that once you dig in a little bit further, you're like, oh, okay, well, it's a misapplication or it's a this or it's a that, like right off the bat, so you're trying to trick it into running longer or, whatever. But no, to answer the question, yeah, almost everything has that. On the multi-pro side, the temperature calibration is a lot. So you got a lot of options there. Okay, I think it goes up to like 16 degrees Celsius, which is a huge amount. But and they have an offset for cooling and an offset for heating. So, if you only have that issue when it's cooling, you can just apply that offset there.
Thanks for getting involved. If you need more answers, catch us live every month when we tackle your questions in real time. Head over to greecomfort.com/GREE-training where you can register for the next Talking Comfort Live. See you there.